Hello everyone, welcome to Blue Dragon Universe, and this is the Blue Dragon Actual YouTube channel. So today's topic is about alternate source of income, and I was so every day I receive message from actual students or maybe finance professionals on how they can improve in their career. But this one was one such different message in which I got a message from someone asking me how he can create alternative source of income. And based on that, I thought that why not create a video on that, a short video on that. And also, based on my discussion with him, I felt that there is a lot of scope for him to improve his mindset on this because he had got a very rigid mindset about creating alternate source of income, and that is where I thought that this video can be beneficial for many actual professionals or young actual professionals who would like to reach that that level in life that maybe I have reached or someone else have reached, but they have the potential but they have not reached yet because they would be requiring that experience and degrees and whatnot, right? So before I start this video, just to introduce myself, my name is Arpan Sengupta. I am a qualified actuary. I head an actual department in a multinational company. And yeah, this is my YouTube channel where I give different sort of or discuss different sort of topics related to actuary and finance. So with that out of the way, so what are the alternate source of income that you can have as an actual student? Now, actually is one of the professions where the weakness of that profession is you have to work for a company. Even if you want to start something of your own, you have to work for a company for some years till you develop that network and that ability, right? That competency, because not many people will have that ability or competency to create, say, something called consultancy. So when I initially in 2023, I thought that I will not be working any further and let me start something of my own. So then one of the ideas that came to me, or many of my friends suggested, is why not you start a consultancy? But then I never had a good or strong network, right? So my friends are usually people who are still working and who are not at that senior level. So you not to create a consultancy. It is very easy to create a consultancy, just some paperwork. But then will it run? How it get funding? How it get business? For that we need consulting, networking, and there are multiple other things, right? So this is not a video for that, but yeah. So it is not easy, right? So although I did have the technical knowledge and technical know how to create a consultancy, but it was not easy. It is not never going to be easy if I do not have network. So it is up to the person who is trying to find an alternative source of income. And then I thought that if I have technical knowledge, why not create something like an actual coaching center, which will help. But coaching center for me was much more of learning than generating profit, because I also get to understand the mindset of actual students, young actual students, and how it is very different from mine. So that is where I also mentioned at the start of this video that mindset is very, very important. We cannot be rigid about mindset, and that is what I observe about actual students. Like they go after marks. 99.99% student say that they are not influenced by the actual salary. They are in this field because they love maths or stats or whatnot, but actually they are influenced by the salary. Each one of them actually wants salary, right? And someone has promised them 1 CR or more than that, and they believe that but just by passing 13 papers they are going to get that salary. And just before this video I made another video where I mentioned clearly that the salary levels are coming down, especially with the advent of AI and AI kicking in different domains of actually. The salary levels are coming down and it is expected to come down. Other than maybe who are highly skilled professionals, they need not worry because their technical knowledge would always be higher than any artificial intelligence. Their know-how, their way of solving a problem would always be better than any actual AI or any AI as such, right? And they would always enjoy a higher package as compared, and that will be even more evident when the difference in the technical skills of today's actuary or actuary who have just like that the term that I use, paper actually, so just qualified, but they do not have that knowledge. They cannot solve real life problems. So these people would be eliminated by artificial intelligence because that level of knowledge would sooner or later be captured by artificial intelligence. But the extreme high level of problem solving, which will require probably combined knowledge of multiple domains, cannot be completed by or cannot be fulfilled by an artificial intelligence or an LLM. So that is not going, never going to happen. That there will always be there that gap, and that is where I feel that who are skilled professionals, they do not need to worry. So your job as an actuary for future, to be ready for future, would be to have that clarity of knowledge. If you do not have that clarity of knowledge, if you just feel that somehow you have passed the paper, but if someone questions you for 30 minutes, you are going to you are going to be stumbling. So then you are not an actuary. You are already writing, and I've explained this multiple times. The actual syllabus is outdated. If you are studying and celebrating that, because that is what happens every time a a result or the exam, the diet exams, diet results comes out for an exam diet. Then I see LinkedIn filled with posts, and people write motivational post on that, like how they have achieved something very big, which is complete nonsense. It is like you have limited vision because you think that is a great achievement, but that is not. Those papers are already outdated, and you do not have contemporary knowledge because you are probably not working. You are not working to that level. You are not at a senior level, and that is why probably you are celebrating. Otherwise, there is no point of celebrating. Yeah, of course, you have showed discipline for that. You can celebrate. You can maybe with your family members, close ones. But if you are showing it off to the world saying that you have achieved something great, no, my dear friend, you have not achieved anything great. And this is just part and parcel of being an actuary. So you have to accept that. And that is why mindset is very important. People who think that that is the biggest achievement of their life, becoming a qualified actuary would be the biggest achievement of their life, they would only reach that level. And people who think that, yeah, this is just a stepping stone, I need to go to much higher level. So they would not be making that noise about being a qualified actuary or maybe clearing 10 papers in 2 years, etc. So that those would not be that relevant. They would be like willing to solve problems. Then that is where we can generate multiple source of income. First is obviously one source of investment, one source of investment or trading, which I obviously have. And so I don't believe in investment as such because the time of investment has gone. As I mentioned, repeatedly mentioned, the decline of humanity has started. This the ongoing protest that is going on in Jantar Mantar, the type of tweets that Trump kind of releases every day, and the war that is going on in different parts, Russia, Ukraine, Iran, Iran, US, then the US is also targeting multiple other countries like Venezuela. It is also rubbing European Union the wrong way. So the decline of humanity has started. Humanity has started to push leaders who are warmongers, right, who speak big but who do not deliver. So the decline of humanity has started. From here, if I believe that I will invest in a company and that company will be growing to a very big multinational, that situation has passed. That the probability of that happening, that can still happen, but the probability of that happening is much less. But if you understand about investment and trading, and especially about trading, then you can take advantage of the market falling. As for example, recently there was the crude prices, the petrol prices has gone up. Now suppose you have ability to trade, right? So you would know that if the crude price has gone up, maybe I can trade in crude and take advantage of that. So although it is a negative thing for overall economy, overall humanity as such, maybe, but just because you are aware of trading and you know what you need to do, so you can actually trade in crude and make a negative situation an advantageous situation for yourself. Same goes for any company. Suppose you heard a news of corruption about a company and the company is falling down, right? The share of that company is publicly listed, it's coming down. So you can obviously short that company and make money. So even in disadvantageous situation, you can make money, and that is the power of stock market. So I believe every actual student should learn about stock market. Not everyone would be successful because stock market or trading requires high IQ. Not everyone has that. Also, it requires high capital. Until and unless you have reasonable capital, you'll never be able to succeed. But so not everyone would be able to be successful. Some people would have capital, but they would lack the intelligence. And these days, I see people who are quite behind in intelligence. Gen Z is officially, although there is a Gen Z protest that is going on. We are calling it Gen Z protest. I don't think it is a Gen Z protest, but yeah, I mean, Gen Z are officially the generation who have lower intelligence than their previous generation. That is our generation, which are millennials. So that is already there. So without that intelligence, you cannot be a good trader. But some of you will definitely be a good trader, and I will always use the word trader, not investor, because I believe investing is not going to help you that much. And there are other ways as well, like you can invest in REITs and in weights and bonds, right, to generate a consistent source of income. So that is where I feel that that will be one source of income, stock market, and that can help you to take advantage of disadvantageous situation, to take advantage of problematic situation. But you need to learn, right? And whenever I'm saying about you need to learn, you have to go in depth and learn that thing in extreme detail. You cannot be a superficial learner and believe that you are going to make money out of it. As for example, if you are watching this video as an actual student, you have already studied and cleared a couple of papers, right? So that is where you know that you have already spent years to understand something. Same would be required for any other field, and especially a field like stock market trading. And the types of trading that I do is derivative trading, so it's very difficult. And by the way, if you are interested in learning about this, then we have a mentorship program which is present in bluedragonuniverse.in. You can check that out. Right now, we are undergoing a batch that will last for 2 months. So next batch will come in September. So you can obviously register for that. But that is up to you. And I don't recommend anyone trading without a capital or less than a capital of 5 lakhs. Even 5 lakhs is very small, but that would be a starting capital. If you do not have that capital, which you can easily lose and be comfortable in your life, your lifestyle should not depend on it, then you should never trade. As I mentioned, capital is very important. Next source of income, I believe, would come at a slightly later stage, but it should be real estate, right? And the InvITs and REITs that I mentioned, that is also one way you can invest in real estate, but that is the easier way. But the other way would be if you want to purchase a property and for an investment purpose in a city. As for example, right now I'm staying in Mumbai. So Mumbai has very high rent. So you can purchase a property there. You can also purchase commercial property, which has even higher rent, right? But the price also goes up. For a much smaller area, the price also goes up. So you can purchase a property like that, and the rent in cities are so high that for a period of time it will be self-financing your rent. It will be self-financing your EMIs, and if you are able to close the loan, then you are going to get a reasonable amount of money every year. And along with that, if you have a residential property, then also you are going to get a good rent, right? Especially in India. So the world cannot move ahead if the India does not deliver, because India has the major population. We have already surpassed China, and yeah, we have to we are major consumers of the world. So if the world is moving ahead, India has to be a primary destination as even as a consumer. For example, artificial intelligence, whom we are all aware of, and for Claude or OpenAI or any other artificial intelligence company that you think of, India is a major consumer. Without India, they cannot survive, right? Or their revenue will take a major hit. So India has to perform well in that sense. And that is where, once again, I feel that the prices of the property are only going to go up. People are going to come to India and set up centers. Already data centers are being set up in India, and that is a controversial topic because that requires a lot of water. India already has water scarcity, but yeah, that is how our government operates. So, but the prop the cost the model of the story is the prices of the land and the houses and the commercial estates are going to go up. And if you have the money, or if you can start early, right, so that is going to give you a good strong source of stable income, right? Which is important, which can create your financial independence as well. Because in order to leave a job, you might have a volatile income. Like for me, trading would be that income, right? So that income shifts. It goes up, it comes down. Some months you may not make any money or very less money. Some months you are going to make a lot of money. So that is volatile. But you also need a stable income to survive. Right? And rent from residential property or commercial property would be one such source of income. And the third, so stock market is one, then real estate or commercial estate would be another. And the third, I believe, would be coming from artificial intelligence. Now, artificial intelligence is giving you power to create multiple things. As for example, before 2026, like in 2025, I was learning bit of app development, mobile app development, and website development. And that is solely because of my coaching center, which many people complain, your when you type Blue Dragon Universe in Google, it is not visible. Only the LinkedIn page comes up. So then I thought that why it is happening. So then I realized that we have to index our website, and because I created my own website, I did not have any technical background. I just saw a couple of YouTube videos, and those YouTube videos are have half knowledge, right? So they would not teach you about they just teach you of creating a website, but they would not teach you about doing the SEO. So that is search engine optimization. So that is where I felt that the website has to be properly the search engine optimization has to be built in and so that Google would be able to identify that. Also, Blue Dragon Universe is such a unique name, right? And people would write BLUE. There are many students who write BLUE, although I have specifically removed the E because I want to keep it efficient, and that is what is visible in the name as well. There is no need for an extra E, but people do not write that. That is the mindset, right? Once again, I'll say the people have rigid mindset, and then because of that rigid mindset, that forces them to write to not see the proper name, spelling, and they would write from their what has been programmed into their head. So they would never write BLU. They would write BLUE because that is how they have been programmed. And that is, for me, that is a segregator between a maybe an average or below average person and a good person. A good person will notice the name and write the proper name. But an average or below average person would write what his head has been programmed to, because he's rigid, right? And there is no even this world is cruel for rigid people. And even in future, when artificial intelligence takes over in a more stronger way, even then the world would be actually more cruel for those people. Rigidness would be completely obliterated from the from this world, I believe. But yeah, coming back to the topic, I think the third source of income would be artificial intelligence, because it gives you ability to create. Now you cannot create something unless you have domain knowledge, right? So I have domain knowledge in Actuary. I have domain knowledge in stock market trading. So I have created multiple things there. So right now I'm also working what I'm trying to lose weight because I've broken my foot in October. So I gained a lot of weight. Even before that I was pretty heavy. So right now I am working out and I'm trying to lose weight. So there are different things that I come across, and I feel that if this things are available, then it will help. And you can easily create an app using that. And as I mentioned, I was learning about website and app development just for my own business. And then that small amount of knowledge, I am not expert in that, right? But that small amount of knowledge helped me to instruct an LLM to build app for me. And sometimes the LLM will say, no, this cannot be done. But I know that there is a way this can be done, right? So I'll teach LLM that this is the way. Can you understand that? Can you do that, right? And in the process, I also learned a lot of things. So I believe that artificial intelligence will create that source of income if you have that ability, but it will not happen overnight. You have to also market your product. You might create a very good application, but if you do not know how to market it, it is not going to be easy. Right now, if you ask me, I do not know how to market that, because I believe honesty is the best marketing. But that is not how it works. I believe in Blue Dragon Universe, the courses that we have developed are great quality courses, and we have a lot of repeat customers. But because we are not that good in marketing, we have not spent that much of money in marketing, it do not reach many people. And many people have that rigid mindset of, I have to get notes. Someone will teach me, who spoon fed me. and then they would never be able to be successful in real life, right? Probably they want to reach the level that where I have reached. I'm already heading a department of Actuary, but then in order to do that, you would need uh, knowledge in different areas, right? Because if your team members get stuck, who is going to bail them out? It will be you, right? And otherwise, why would people pay you huge sums of money to be head of a department if you cannot solve a problem? And most people do not understand that. They think that actually is passing exam, right? And that is because they have been taught that by the coaching centers. And coaching centers have people who never worked or who have worked for a limited amount of time. So you will see people cutting cakes just because someone became a fellow in coaching centers. They will publicize that because they are marketing that, and we do not believe in that, right? And we believe that, as I mentioned, that papers are outdated. So there is no point in celebrating that. So you'll never see a post from Blue Dragon Universe saying that we are celebrating, this person has become qualified actually, so we are celebrating. We will not, because that is not our mindset. And at the same time, that is also bad marketing, right? So we have to figure out a balance between that, and then as I was coming and as I was mentioning, that you need to market as well, right? So that is one of the major learnings from Blue Dragon Universe for me, that you cannot market for intelligent people. Intelligent people do not need marketing. They will automatically purchase product which are relevant for them. You have to market for dumb people. And unfortunately, most of this population is dumb. So you have to market for them. You have to show why this is relevant for them and why the other things is not that relevant for them. But even then, they probably would not get that because their mind would be programmed to write that BLU and not BLUE, right? And that is how they miss this opportunity. So even today, even after going through this video, people will still believe, no, I will invest, I will put a money in a stock and I'll forget it for 15 years like our grandfathers used to do. And then when they will lose money, at that point of time, they will understand that that was not the right approach. You have to trade, you have to take short-term decisions. But then that is already way too much delay on that. So I feel that artificial intelligence would be the third source. And if you know the in-depth, once again, if you have clarity, most people do not know what neural network is. Neural network is the basis of artificial intelligence, or maybe LLM, and from there different things are being created. So if you do not know how neural network work, how do you understand LLM? If you do not understand LLM, you can never create your own LLM, right? And I think in the future it would be like that. It will be specialized LLM versus another specialized LLM. Suppose you have created a specialized LLM stock market trading and someone else have created another one. So it is a competition between two. You as human beings should never be competing with another human being in the future. It is your creation versus other people creation. And for that, you need strong domain knowledge. It cannot happen without that. Once again, so I feel that artificial intelligence has only fast tracked all of those. App development was something probably I would be targeting in 2 years from now. But with artificial intelligence, I'm already building apps from June, right? So I have already couple of apps. One of the apps would be soon be published in Play Store. And then this Play Stores and other things have their own difficulties, their own challenges, different policies. The policies keep on changing, so we have to adapt to that, right? So it's not that you have to understand one thing, you have to understand multiple things, to do one single thing or achieve one single thing, right? So that is where I feel artificial intelligence has fast tracked everything. And if you can take advantage of it, you can also fast track your career, right? So that is the third source of income, I feel. And then there are also four sources of income. When all of these three, the remaining three, like you have a rental income which is giving you some amount of money every month. You are not worried about your daily expense. You already have a expertise in one of the sectors, maybe trading or some other sector, which is giving you a volatile income. So one stable income, one volatile income, and then one is slightly like an innovative sort of income, right? Like, which is artificial intelligence. You can combine all of those three and create a business. And in achieving success in the other three areas, you will learn a lot. Like I mentioned, I learned that I have to be good in marketing, right? So if I can do marketing, then I do well. Initially when I started Blue Dragon Universe, I took partners, right? I realized that partners are not needed for me. I need employees who would be working for my vision. do not need any partners, because partners should never be able to match up to my intelligence and my level of execution. So that is what these are all learnings. These are very important learnings that I had got from Blue Dragon Universe. So I can create something of my own later on. That ability is always there. And if I utilize everything, the last three segments well, then I can create a business which can which can give me that multi-bagger return, right? So I would not look into the stock market for multi-bagger return. I will look into the stock market for stable return, and which is where REIT and trading income and other things will come into picture. But for creating multi-baggers, either I'll be an investor in a startup, right? So there are multiple startups. So for that, I need capital, right? I probably need to invest 1 CR in a startup, right? So that the startup will give me decent amount of ownership, and if that startup grows, then I also grow along with it, right? If that is how different sharks in Shark India has grown, right? So you already understand the process. Or I create something of my own and take it to a level, and which is something that is genuinely profitable, not which does not bring revenue and is a loss making business. I don't want to create something like that. I want to create something which adds value to people's life, right? And also adds value to my life as well. So all these things can come into play. So you can actually generate four sources of income. And the fourth one is dependent on the first three, right? But you have to have the mindset of clarity. If you are not clear in something, you need to go into depth and find what you can do to gain that clarity, right? And if you have only two sources of income, forget about four. If you have only two source of income, then also it gives you the ability to be honest. And if you only have salary, then you have to be diplomatic. You have to butter your boss, right? But if you do not if you have another source of income, you do not have to do it, because even if this job goes away, you still have something else to fall back on, right? So that is very very important to have, especially in this world when everything can change in a second, right? So you have to have a second source of income, right? So concentrate on that, focus on that. That should be a source of achievement for you. When you can say, over a consistent period, like say for 2 years, 3 years, I have been making this amount of money. I have seen videos where people are saying, in 1 month I have made 50 lakhs. But then after that, it has all vanished, right? Then that person has lost that 50 lakhs, and then that person will never make a video on that. So it is not about making huge amount of money in a small time frame. Like people say that I am the youngest qualified actuary. There is no point in doing that. You have to be the best actuary. There is no point in being the youngest or the oldest, right? There is no point. It's absolutely rubbish. Someone who is immature is making such statements. And that is what I mentioned. Intelligence is very important. You cannot survive, especially stock market, without intelligence. So that is where, you have to develop that mindset of being flexible. You have to understand your own mistakes and, work on it, and go to the depth that no one else will, and then move and create your source of income, right? And once you master this four areas, automatically different areas will come into picture. For example, brand collaboration. So if you are a good businessman, you will see many people collaborating with you, right? As for example, Zerodha from brothers like Nitin Kamath and whatever Nikhil Kamath or whatever his name is, the Kamath brothers, they have their own YouTube channel now, and they are making a lot of money on that, right? So that is how it works, right? Similarly, the podcaster, I don't remember the name. People come there to whitewash their image. So I don't remember the name. Shamani, some Shamani. So he also has a business. And once he got successful in that, he tried to invite many people because he had that network, right? He had that network of people who are at different celebrity level, right? And they may not be actual celebrity, but they are showcasing themselves as celebrity, and then they are collaborating with them, and then that person is getting brand deals, right? So once you master those four areas, other areas will automatically open. There is no need for us to think that far ahead, but the first target for us would be to create three sources of income. And if you can create the three sources of income, then it is for you to create the fourth one, which is through a business. And if you can do that, then automatically there will be multiple sources of areas. But for that, you need to have that mindset of going the in-depth clarity, and yeah, I believe that be flexible, right? You have to be flexible. Cannot celebrate ordinary things. You have to celebrate big things which are worthy of being shown off to the world, that these are the things that we as I am celebrating, because 99.99% will not be able to reach that level. As for example, if you are profitable in stock market and you have made more than 1 lakh profit, even SEBI report says that 0.1% in Indian stock market derivative trading is making more than 1 lakh. So if you have done that, then that is worthy of celebration. Then you can say, I'm excited and thrilled and whatever to share that I've cleared this, or I have reached that level. But clearing 3 papers in a year, everyone is doing that, right? Every Tom, Dick, and Harry is becoming a fellow. So you have to have that mindset of like a, what can I say? You have to have a mindset which is to solve difficult things rather than achieving average things and making a motivational post. So that's it. I hope you understand the message in this video, that how you can target bigger things in life and actually achieve bigger things, actually become bigger, rather than being posing as something or someone who's bigger. So that thought, I leave you to understand this topic. If you like this video, be ensure to hit the like button, subscribe to the Blue Dragon Universe LinkedIn page and this YouTube channel. See you in future videos.